Did you know that you're going to hell? Yup, you. Welcome back to my channel, The Simple Mystic. My name is Megan, and here in this space we are dedicated to helping you cultivate your own personal spiritual path, whether that is through guidance, tips, whatever you need, knowledge, information. I'm here for you. Hopefully you will be my spiritual friend. So, really quickly, have you had any water today? Because I've been drinking. I don't know about y'all, but I've been drinking. Stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated. You're gonna need it where you're going, where we're all going. But in all seriousness, let's talk spiritual guilt. We all deal with it. The kind of guilt that makes you think and question your own salvation. Are you gonna end up in hell? I don't know, are you?
Explain your dalliance with the dark arts.
Not my fault. I was exposed to Harry Potter.
There are plenty of people that I have met who actually don't have it anymore, and those people I look up to. I'm sure they've done the shadow work, or they just never had to deal with that kind of conditioning. I myself from time to time deal with spiritual guilt. It's from conditioning. I don't know if you know this, but I grew up in the Baptist church. Guilt is kind of like conditioned into Baptist children from day one, okay? We are all aware of religions and spiritualities that use negative and fear-based tactics or limiting beliefs to convince people to stay within or practice their particular practice. Now, disclaimer, what I have learned is that whether negative or positive, limiting beliefs, whatever, beliefs do serve you to a degree. They may serve you in a negative way or they may serve you in a positive way, but they are serving you. That is in no way meant to crap on other religions and say that, you know, they are less than or whatever. I knew from an earlier age as a child that I did not align with the spiritual beliefs I was being raised into and around. I grew up, again, in the Baptist church. Every Sunday, Bible school, choir rehearsal, revivals. I'm talking like week-long things, church every day, all that. And my family actually still practices Christianity, like hats off to them. I'm here to say that my soul knew exactly what it wanted and what it aligned with. And I always had a affinity towards mystic thought, mystic beliefs, and just esoteric and occult concepts, practices, and ideas. And as a child, being very curious, and as a child who grew up with the internet, I had doubts and I had fears because my environment was telling me that because I was diving into something different from what I was exposed to, that meant that I was wrong, and that meant that I was not loved, and that I would be judged, and that I would be thrown into a fiery garbage can full of evil, hatred, violence, depression, and yeah. And just like me, you may have been conditioned with those beliefs as well. It's very, very difficult for someone to leave a practice, leave a religion, to for something else, especially when their family is still a part of the original spiritual community that they came from. However, I'm going to tell you the tool I use specifically to ease my mind, ease my spirit, make me feel better, because conditioning is really hard to break through. It takes a lot of work, but I guarantee with this tool you will feel a lot better about the conditioning that pops up and tells you that you are going to a not so very beautiful place because of what you believe in. So, here we go. So what exactly is the tool that I use to ease my own spiritual guilt? Well, it is the NDE, near-death experience. Now, you may think I'm talking about the phenomena where people actually barely escape death. You know, you have situations where people are like, oh my god, like almost like got in a car accident. Oh my god, I had a near-death experience. My life flashed before my eyes, like all these things. I'm actually talking about individuals who have died, flatlined, gone, and actually have gone to higher realms, different realms, even lower realms, and experienced what the afterlife is like. One particular website where you can find an archive of near-death experiences is the International Association for Near-Death Studies, a 40-year-old organization dedicated to the research, documentation, and awareness of near-death experiences. On their site, you can find thousands of submissions from people around the world, as well as resources for support, media, and groups. They even hold a yearly conference within the United States where you can sit in on presentations and keynote speakers who specialize in NDEs or have gone through the experience themselves. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of near-death experiences that are recorded and are there for you to access and read through. Many, many multifaceted, complex, and diverse experiences that you can pull from, where everybody pretty much experiences their own thing. People pass away from various circumstances, whether that's through illness, accidents, even suicide. People still have experiences of the afterlife. Now, when I was a young teenager, I was sifting through the internet, going through the library, doing all these things to actually get some kind of validation as to what I was doing, if what I was doing was actually okay, if I wasn't going to be punished. Nobody likes living with a heavy load on their back that says that what they're doing is possibly wrong and that they may not have the right answer. It wasn't until I was 13 or 14 years old that I actually stumbled upon the near-death experience. I stumbled upon a website called neardeath.com. Whatever information you're looking for, a validation regarding spiritual topics that you are diving into, near-death experiences can definitely validate and clarify that for you. What I love about near-death experiences is that they have a reoccurring theme, no matter how many of them that you look through. People experience a prime, unconditionally loving creator that casts no judgment upon what they do with their life. People tend to judge themselves after they see every single thing that they've done in their lifetime and how it has rippled through time and affected other people. Ultimately, they cast judgment upon themselves. There are multiple experiences or near-death accounts where people end up in realms that may seem hellish or seem negative, but what they realize is that they don't stay there for long. Even people who end up in not so great places realize that those places are a reflection of where they are spiritually, where they are within consciousness. They understand and realize that it is their destiny to return to that created them. Near-death experiences cover topics regarding angels, spirit guides, heavenly realms, culture, the personality of God, archetypes, extraterrestrials. Whatever you are looking for, wherever you end up, whether it's a bad place or a good place, you are still loved by God, by your creator. You are still supported, and you still have the opportunity with your choice to return to the creator. Everything is about growth and everything is about change and development. And this is why, as a practicing mystic in my adulthood, I always turn to near-death experiences for inspiration, for insight, guidance, and again, to ease whatever guilt I have remaining from the conditioning of my childhood. To be able to feel light and to feel complete and whole, because I know I have evidence from thousands of other people who have crossed over and come back that no matter what I do, I'm still going to be accepted by my creator, is a wonderful and freeing experience compared to the limitation that comes from negative conditioning. So I'm going to tell you where you can access a complete archive of near-death experiences, whether you've read a few or read many. Just in case you don't know about this particular resource, I think it's a wonderful resource to have because it gives you plenty of research, plenty of accounts that are updated daily of people who have had these near-death experiences. I'm also going to expand upon my favorite near-death experiences and even read one of my favorites through the podcast if you tune in to listen, so that way you get an understanding as to what I'm talking about, what kind of information you can receive from these amazing inspirational near-death experiences and accounts. If you are suffering from spiritual guilt, I want you to know that I support you. It is totally natural, and take a chance on near-death experiences. You never know what you may find, and if you don't align with it, then that's your choice. Your practice is your power. Thank you so much for tuning into The Simple Mystic. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and check out the resources below.